And as you can see right here, we were able to get her approved for over $80,000 in business funding with this particular strategy. My client Vanessa just got approved for her first $80,000 in business funding. And guess what? She didn't start with perfect credit. In fact, she came to me when her credit was holding her back from getting any type of funding for her food truck business. But don't worry, I'm gonna give you the whole step by step, because in today's lesson, I'm gonna show you exactly how we were able to help her go from subpar credit all the way to $80,000 in business funding. So if you follow these steps, you can do the same exact thing. So what I want you to do is go grab your pen and paper, and without further ado, let's dive in. First thing I just want to say is shout out to Vanessa for allowing me to use her testimony in this video to help all of you guys that are watching this. I just want to say right now, I apologize for what I'm about to say, but Vanessa's credit was terrible. It was atrocious, ladies and gents. She had everything that you could think of: collections, late payments, charge-offs. Her high balances, aka the utilization on her personal credit cards, were at an all-time high. And then way too many inquiries to count. So the first thing that we had to do is have a sit down, and I had to let her know, look, no matter how you twist and turn this, you're gonna have to get your credit fixed. Because if not, the only way that you can get funding is by doing MCAs. And those are predatory loans, and you don't make enough money monthly to even qualify for those. So let's try to stop going around this. Let's just go through it. Let's bite the bullet and get your credit in order. And she was like, all right, fine, let's just do it. So the first thing that we did with her is have her pull her credit report, okay? So we can look at everything line by line, positive and negative accounts. And this is also the same thing that I want you to do as well. I don't want you to be using Credit Karma and then also Just Experian. I know a lot of people use those, to try to see what's going on in your credit, but understand that Credit Karma does not give you your FICO scores. Experian does, but that's only one bureau. Okay, so I need you to look at all of these line by line. The easiest way to do this is either go to My Free Score Now, Identity IQ, or My Score IQ. You can see everything side by side and see what is actively going on. And if you want to see the same things, what I want you to do is click the link below so you can pull your credit report so you can see the same things that Vanessa saw on her credit. So that's the first thing I want you to do. And due to her having a bunch of late payments, collections, and charge-offs, every single thing had to be pretty much attacked differently, okay? It's not about sending in generic letters. It's all about a specific strategy, and that's what I told her in our next call. I was like, look, there's certain ways on how we're gonna have to dispute this to get this stuff off. Some things are gonna be a little easier, but I promise you everything's gonna come off. And she obliged. So what we had to do was dispute every single thing under Metro 2 and also FCRA compliance. Not to bore you or anything, but it's part of the consumer law, dispute process that we use. And then once we did that, we were able to get every single negative account removed from her credit report. And that's the same thing that you can do. We also helped her with a battle plan to pay down her credit card utilization below 10% as well. Okay, guys, I understand that in certain situations, sometimes the internet, certain people are telling you, hey, as long as you have it below 30%, you're in a great spot. Guys, that's true, but not when it comes to funding or trying to get certain credit products. Because 30% is too close to 50%. 50% is too close to, do you want to be denied? No. So show these lenders that you can pay on time and you can pay everything off every single month, okay? This is why I tell people 10% or lower, okay? So you got to pay that stuff down. Now, once the hard-hitting stuff was done, then we also worked hard to remove all the inquiries from our credit report as well that was hurting our score. It is low-hanging fruit, but you also got to understand that inquiries can really stop you because they're like timestamps of what you've been doing. So if you've been consistently applying for things recently, and even though you have a good score, you still run the chance of getting denied because it looks like you're fishing for credit. So we had to definitely remove all of those and then continuously moving forward. Now, disclaimer, this did not happen overnight, ladies and gents. It took a few months. If you're looking for the, hey, I remove everything in 7 days, 24 hours, 10 minutes, this isn't it, okay? We use actual hard-hitting, aggressive strategies to get everything off the credit report. It's not a magic letter that just removes everything, because if it was, I would have gave it to you a long time ago, and everybody would be walking around here with an 800 credit score. And then also I had to tell her, Look, Vanessa, you know, it took you 5, 10, 12, 4 years, no matter what it was, to mess up your credit. So you got to give it time to actually repair and get everything off as well. Can everything get removed in 90 days, 60 days? Yes, of course it can. But you have to understand that there is a possibility it might happen a little while longer down the line. Are you okay with that? And that's the same thing you need to ask yourself. If you are, then it's okay to go through that journey. But if you're going to continuously sit here every single day going through each and every credit repair company or whatever it is, looking for that hack, that quick hack to remove everything from your credit report, you're going to waste months and years trying to do this. So just start. And also another gem I just want to give you guys as well. It's what I've noticed is it's never the negatives that are really holding you guys back. It's consistency. That's all it takes. Just consistency. So if you bite the bullet and you go forward just like Vanessa did, you're going to get the same thing. So if you need your credit clean just like her, then what I want you to do is click the link below to join the How to Credit Start program so we can do the same exact thing to push you towards the next step of what I'm about to tell you, which is the funding strategy. All right. So click the link below, get the free 15-minute consultation. I'll talk, we'll go over everything and get you to this space. But enough about that, let's get back to the video. Now, once our credit was ready and everything was good, we made sure that we had a specific strategy to go forward for the funding. Understand this as well, ladies and gents, you gotta have a strategy in place. You can't just shotgun your credit. So if you have a 700 score, if you're looking to get funding, you gotta have a strategy in place. If not, you're gonna risk just losing that great credit score and then not get anything. So make sure you have a strategy in place. This is why I gave you this one. Hopefully this will help. So the first place that we went for funding is Chase. Now, why Chase? Because Chase is one of the biggest banks in America. And then also, you know, they also have something called the 524 rule. I'm pretty sure you heard of it. And if you haven't, it just means that if you've opened way too many accounts recently, then you have a high % chance of getting denied. Meaning that if you've opened 5 or more personal credit cards in the last 24 months, aka 2 years, you will be denied. This is a thing. Please do not think you're this special snowflake that's not going to get denied. You just got to be careful with this. Business credit cards do not count, but if you've been approved, not you've actually applied, if you've been approved for 5 or more, you run the risk of getting denied. So you might have to look for something else. But if you didn't, you can continue on with this strategy. Now, the first thing that I want you to do is go into a local Chase branch, or you can do this online. In my opinion, I do advise for you to go into the local branch so they can put a name to the face. Now, just open a business checking account, all right? And also a business savings account. The next thing that I want you to do is put $500 in each account and just leave it alone. Hear me out. I'm going to explain everything. Then what I want you to do is leave it there for at least 2 to 4 weeks. And if you can wait longer, which would be even better, do that. Also, I just want to give you the disclaimer. When you open up a Chase business account, they do ask that you keep $2,000 in it at all times. If not, you can run the risk of, you know, that monthly fee coming out. I do expect for you to do that. So you should have at least $2,500 in the business checking account moving forward. And I know some of you are gonna be like, that's a lot of money. And think you're looking for $80,000. You don't think that you got to put some money in this account just for them to get you? Come on, guys, think. And the reason why I'm telling you to do this is because this is going to build that relationship with the bank, aka fractional reserve banking. Okay, fractional reserve banking is all about you building that relationship, but also you're helping the bank lend out more money. So when you go ask for something, they can oblige in return. So with Vanessa, she did use my funding rep with Chase. And once we applied, we got approved with the Chase Inc. business credit card at a 0% interest for the first 12 months. She was approved for over $38,000 in funding. Now, if your credit looks similar, you can expect anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 starting out, or even more than 38. There is a possibility. But of course, I did use a funding rep. If she would have left the money in there a little while longer to really allow things to season, she would have got way higher, but I know she was pressed for time. You can do the same exact thing. And also, let's say you do get approved for 25 right here. You can actually double your chances and go after the Chase Business Cash Card next, all right? And you can get approved for another $10,000 to $25,000. So you're looking at $35,000 to $50,000 in just 2 approvals out the gate. 0% interest for the first 12 months. So you might as well take advantage from there. Now, when it came to the approvals and the pulls, Chase did pull her Experian. All right. And I have heard in certain areas, they sometimes will pull your TransUnion, or they might pull your Experian and your TransUnion. So you have to be prepared for them pulling both. But a lot of times it's really just experience. So Chase is going to pull your experience. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get out the way. Now, once we were finished with Chase, we next applied for Amherst Bank. Now, Amherst Bank does pull from a different bureau, so it's safe to say that going here won't hurt your chances of getting approved because they'll never see the inquiries that you just got with Chase. Now, here's the dope thing about this. Amherst is powered by something called Elon Financial Services. So that means if you've already had a good relationship with a bank, backed by Elon Financial, then you're likely to get a higher, chances of approval. All right, so this is something that really, really can help you. If you don't have one, trust me, you can still get approved if you have your good credit score that I'm pretty sure you have. Now, in Vanessa's case, she already had that relationship in place, so we didn't have to open new accounts with Amherst. So we just went straight to the approval. A lot of times I won't tell you to do that, but with Amherst, it was easy. We just go straight for the approval. And she applied for the Amherst Bank Cash Card, okay? This came at a 0% interest for the first 6 months. She was instantly approved for $22,000, ladies and gents. So if your credit profile is strong, you can expect at least $10,000 or more from this step. If you don't have a relationship with any Elon Financial Services, if you're not sure, just Google every single one of the accounts that you have with each banking institution to see if you do have one. You'll kind of know if it's Elon Financial. They pretty much have the same setup on a lot of different websites, but if you don't, just go ahead and open an account, and then after that, just kind of rinse and repeat what you did with Chase. If you do that, you could possibly get that $10,000 approval or more. Now, because of Vanessa's case of where she was, Amherst Bank did pull from Equifax, okay? So that means that technically her Experian was pulled and now her Equifax was pulled. Or in your case, it might be Experian and TransUnion and then your Equifax, okay? So you see how things aren't really getting intertwined with each other? So that means you're in good possible, graces with these banks and they never knew about each other and you're still getting maximum funding. So with that being said, let's go to the next one. Let's talk about American Express, okay? Amex is powerful, but you have to move extremely smart with them. First, know that they'll usually check your Experian or TransUnion credit report, or sometimes both, similar to Chase. But if you've already applied with Chase and you got that inquiry, you have two options, okay? You can either wait 4 to 6 months, waiting that credit garner to where that inquiry doesn't matter, or you can work to remove the inquiry. Okay, so for Vanessa's case, we just removed the inquiry because that took less than 20 days to get that off the report. And once that was done, we started by applying for a personal American Express credit card first. Okay, now this helped us because it helped her get into the Amex ecosystem. You have to enter the ecosystem first before you apply for any business credit products, in my opinion, ladies and gents. I've been doing this, seen a lot of people try to go the other way, and it never really worked out in their favor. Then, once she was able to get approved for a personal credit card, we then waited 15 days and then applied for the Amex Blue Business Cash Card next, okay? And she was approved for $21,000. So if you do the same exact thing, or let's just say you already have an approval with Amex, then you don't have nothing to worry about. You can immediately just go for the the business cash cards or whatever that you want to do, any type of business products that you want to do on their side. But if not, try to start with the personal side first, gain that that trust, wait 15 days, something of that nature, and then you can apply for any type of Blue Business Cash or anything like that and get approved for a similar limit of $10,000-$20,000. Because if you just immediately go for the business, I've seen it to where people, even with great credit scores and great income, they'll still get approved for like $2,000, $3,000. So why not just bite the bullet again, go for the personal credit card, wait 15 days and get $20,000. Easy as 1, 2, 3. So now let's do a quick review. First, Vanessa cleaned up her credit report and got over a 700 credit score across the board. Then the next thing that we did is open an account with Chase and then applied for the Inc. card, okay? And then she got approved for $38,000. The next thing that we did is apply for Amherst Bank and got her approved for $22,000. Then we moved to American Express and secured her $21,000 of an approval. So in total, that's a little over $80,000 of business funding in the first round. And it all started with her fixing her credit and following the correct sequences to get that 80K. So don't just wait until you feel ready. Take action now and start building your business funding. Let's just do it actually together, okay? I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I really hope that this helps you guys. And if you follow this step by step, you should get similar approvals. Again, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. And until next time, ladies and gents.